coming up on BCN today. Canada has a new presumptive case of coronavirus, bringing the total to 5. Plus, the plane set to bring Canadians home from China delayed by a day. And the owner of 2 St. Bernards, allegedly poisoned, speaks out.
Your Canada. Your Southern Alberta. Your stories. From our studios in the heart of Lethbridge, it's BCN Today with Jeanette Rocher.
Hello, thanks for joining us. British Columbia's Provincial Officer of Health says there's a new presumptive case of coronavirus, the second in the province, bringing the Canadian total to 5.
This is a woman in her 50s who lives in the Vancouver Coastal Health Region. She became ill a few days ago and was assessed in hospital, and the testing came back positive once again late last night. So Vancouver Coastal is working diligently today to get all of the details, starting last night and today, all of the details around this person. She has been in contact with family visitors from Wuhan and Hubei province. And she has a very small number of close contacts that are also being followed up with Vancouver Coastal today.
Dr. Henry says the family members had been minimizing contact with people outside the home before the woman became sick, and says the case indicates the system is working. A 25-year-old student from Quebec has received an email from the Canadian Embassy telling her the plane set to fly her out of Wuhan, China, has been delayed. Miriam LaRouche says the flight that was scheduled to leave early Thursday morning local time is now expected to leave in the evening. LaRouche is among more than 300 Canadians who have asked for help leaving the city at the center of the new coronavirus outbreak. The plane only has room for 250 passengers. Government officials are blaming weather conditions. Meantime, Foreign Affairs Minister François-Philippe Champagne says the chartered plane set to take the Canadians and permanent residents from Wuhan will be ready and waiting for the okay to fly in from the Chinese authorities.
You probably saw that our plane is on its way to Hanoi. We will keep you posted as the plane lands and when we can stage what I call step 2 of the operation, which is to go from Hanoi to Wuhan. The reason why we stage there is because usually you get the permission to enter the airspace in China within hours. So based on best practice from our colleagues, we know that we need to have a plane ready, fuel, and with the crew on board to be ready to fly in just when we get the permission. As you know and you've seen, you can enter the airspace only during the nighttime for evacuation of people. So we'll be pre-positioned to do that.
2 cruise ships have been caught up in the global health emergency that seems to worsen by the day. The Diamond Princess cruise ship, with 250 Canadians among the 3,700 aboard, has been quarantined off the coast of Japan following a confirmed outbreak of coronavirus. None of the 10 people who have tested positive for the virus is Canadian. In Hong Kong, more than 3,600 people on another cruise ship were being screened after it was banned by Taiwan until they are checked for the virus as well. Leaders of the 4 BC nations that challenged the second federal approval of the Trans Mountain Pipeline expansion say reconciliation has stopped. The comment was made after the Federal Court of Appeals found that there were no grounds to overturn approval for the project. The First Nations leaders say they are consulting their lawyers and counsels to determine whether to ask the Supreme Court of Canada for leave to appeal, and will continue to pursue all available legal options to fight the project.
We always said that we would do what it takes to make sure that we stop this pipeline. We have proven it. It's not in the best interest of our nations that are standing here, for Vancouver, for British Columbia, for Canada. This government is incapable of making sound decisions for our future generations.
Lethbridge College's Civil Engineering Technology program has been granted a national program accreditation by Technology Accreditation Canada. The accreditation means graduating students will now have more advantages to begin their careers, earn higher wages, and have flexibility to work anywhere in Canada.
It's a competitive field, there's no doubt. There's great opportunities in this field, and having the accreditation is important in a couple of ways. First of all, it really validates the educational experience, and it shows us and tells